Next, warning memo to America. Well, America, the end has come, and we have no one to blame, no other nations. We have done it to ourselves, and there is no turning back. The ungodly, unfaithful, selfish sinkhole we have dug for ourselves is simply enormous. This nation has literally dug its own grave. The size thereof is unthinkable, unbelievable. It is 1,000,000 times the size of the Grand Canyon, deep enough for every man, woman, and child, from one end of the United States to the other, to fit comfortably. There will be no need for any citizen to jockey for position within the grave. No jostling, pushing, or shoving, as we currently do now to each other, alive and living in America. No. No one needs to be cremated. All current citizens, friends, families, and visitors will be accommodated. Simply put, we're going to die. Prepare to meet thy God. Therefore, I say again, get your house in order. Now is the time to fulfill your calling, your uniquely specified reason for living. Soon, you will have to explain why very little was accomplished, why you took the talent which was graciously and generously given to you and wasted it. You did very little or nothing with it. It was buried by your unproductive, idle procrastination. When you finally meet your Maker, you will most certainly go through an extremely uncomfortable, wicked sins judgment review, from which, if your life falls within this faithless, fruitless category, you will most certainly be seriously rebuked. A rebuking by the Eternal will be beyond understanding. Accompanying this excruciating, fearful awareness will be an overwhelming loathing, which no one has yet experienced this side of creation. If unrepented sins remain lingering, festering sores within your life, for the very first time you will see, smell, and taste your stench. Your very own cesspool of sins will overwhelm and overtake you. Even before the final judgment of the Creator, heavy penalties and extreme punishments will most certainly have already been meted out. Verse 2, those destined for death, to death. Those for the sword, to the sword. Those for starvation, to starvation. Those for captivity, to captivity. Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 2, New International Version. Specifically, those who are destined for captivity will have time to think and reflect on all their evil ways, brazenly parading their detestable sins throughout the city streets, and living rebelliously, throwing behind their backs all of the laws of the Eternal. Deceived people are more willing to be politically correct for man's sake, instead of living in spiritual correctness for their Creator's sake. Captivated almost their entire lives by the passing pleasures of sin. All pleasures being past, the demented, sin-ridden captives are all that is left. Verse 9, then in the nations where they have been carried captive, those who escape will remember me, how I have been grieved by their adulterous hearts, which have turned away from me, and by their eyes, which have lusted after their idols. They will loathe themselves for the evil they have done and all their detestable practices. Verse 10, and they will know that I am the Lord, and I did not threaten in vain to bring this calamity on them. Ezekiel chapter 6, verse 9 to 10, New International Version.